Welcome, listeners, to our 41st show. I'm happy to have you join us. I'm your host, Scrivean. I'm joined by my co-host, Harper.
Hello.
And the guild leader, Guild Wars 2, Diemos.
Yo.
So how was you guys' last week of gaming since our third video show?
My week was really busy. I decided to level my shaman, and that's been a lot of fun. I got her like 12 levels in the past week. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, is it 1 through 12? Because I'd be like, if it took you a week to do that, then you're
from
really slacking.
65 to, wait.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was that high.
Yeah, 65 to 79. So it's 14 levels. But yeah, really I got the 12 this week and like 3 the week before, so.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah. I've been raiding dirty all week, so that's been fun.
Raiding dirty?
Raiding dirty.
Do I need to see? I don't have a soundboard because I have
It is
that
vodka and
song.
Deviled eggs. Come on.
Raiding dirty.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah. How about you, Diemos?
Just a busy week, working and gaming and stuff, and yeah, a lot of gameplay. So
Yeah. Same here. I played a lot of different games. I didn't have a lot of time. I think my daughter took up most of my time this week, but I did get some gaming in. We'll talk about our WoW stuff later, when we get into the rating and how we did there. I played a bunch of Star Wars. I'll talk about that later. I mean, did a bunch of stuff. Did some more stuff in the podcast. Getting ready to move. That big move to Houston coming up next week. Next week.
Is it next week?
It's next week. It's next week. Yeah,
Okay.
next week. By the end of next week, we will be in Houston, in our house, and then I've got to call. I keep forgetting. I need to call. I was busy today. I had appointments.
what's the distance between?
It's about a 5-hour drive
Huh.
from where we're going, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So, and her company, my wife's company, is moving us down there. So yeah, we're gonna move, and so they're gonna pack everything up on Tuesday. Except my computer will be here, so I'll still be able to raid. And then on Wednesday, they're gonna take it and drive and show up sometime Friday, Saturday. Yeah, should be good. We'll see. I should be able to raid Tuesday, Thursday, but we'll see.
Good luck on it, man.
I may not be able to make Thursday night. Now we'll see.
Knowing you probably will. I remember when you moved from New York to Texas, and you weren't gone very long at all. I mean, we thought you'd be gone a little bit longer, but you just came right back. So I'm sure.
Yeah, well, now my wife wants me to follow behind them Thursday night and get down there. So it's either that or I go late after the raid. Depends on how we do. So.
Well, if y'all need a hand, I'll be happy to come help.
They're supposed to. I guess they're gonna bring everything and unpack it, but we'll see. But sure.
I'll bring y'all some beer or something, or some milk, or whatever it is y'all are drinking these days.
She has to have gluten-free beer.
Coke.
But she's
Caffeine.
she's nursing, so there's no.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's get away from that topic and jump over to news for the week. And here are your hosts with news from the games we love. Okay, Diemos, what's going on in Guild Wars 2?
All right. So this month we got the mandatory password changes. So if you haven't noticed already on the launcher, it is telling you to change the password now or wait until the last minute, and you'll probably have to wait because everybody that waits the last minute is probably going to suffer some kind of delaying or
I was wondering about
high
that.
volume traffic.
So if you change it now, will they make you still change it that day, or does it count?
I didn't realize they have a blacklist, right?
Mine.
Of forbidden passwords and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
To help.
I read somewhere about.
Is this in response? This is response to the other hacking issues and stuff.
Yeah.
People or password stealing people have been using.
Blacklist, yeah. But it's something. I think the examples were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I'm saying?
And people use those too.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely do that. Don't wait until the last minute, or else you'll be delayed, most likely. And then they stated this current update was going to be small, but their definition of small is a lot different from mine. This patch was awesome. It's great. Player base is very happy with it. Many of the revamps and quality life bonuses are just awesome. It's really done well. I like the new achievement system. After that first day, and they removed the combo killer. That's what was really frustrating the first day that I did it. So they removed that one. The combo killer was basically you had to be under the effects of a combo to do a killing blow on a mob to get credit. And so if you were playing the events with like a decent amount of people,
was this to prevent like in the beginning when we were joking around about Rangers just AFKing in the area? Was that designed to stop that?
I don't know. Maybe it could be anti-botting, but
yeah, I mean that's what I meant. It was anti-botting.
Yeah, I mean it's for a decent reward too. But no, I think it was frustrating a lot of people. I know I was one. So yeah, and then they said that the World v. World rankings are going to be reset in February. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of reasoning behind this, but the largest reason, of course, is all the issues that World v. World had, in the first few months, especially with hacking and all the change-ups. And of course, February and March are going to be pretty big revamps, supposedly, with the World v. World stuff. So it's all coming into play. And of course...
And that coincides with the paid server transfers as well, right? Which should...
Definitely.
Yeah, which is going to be...
Yeah.
I mean, will help stabilize a little bit, so you should get a true ranking, unless some rich player is really just paying for his guild to go to wherever he wants. But I mean, still, yeah.
I think most people are going to be locked in pretty
to where they want to go.
Have to deal with it, yeah.
None of the crybabies switching servers. Oh, we're not number one anymore. Let's move. So yeah, no more of that anymore. Yep. At least it'll take them longer to do it. So that's kind of cool.
Exactly. So that's it for Guild Wars this week.
How about World of Warcraft?
It's kind of not really a big news week in World of Warcraft, but they did announce that they have another director lined up for World of Warcraft, and it's Duncan Jones. Most of you are probably going, who the heck's that? He is well known for his movie Moon and also Source Code. I have seen neither one, but I've heard of Source Code, but I had not heard of Moon. Supposedly they're critically acclaimed and very well done. So he signed on. He's very excited. Apparently they're going to start production late this year, and it should be released in 2015, maybe late 2014.
What's going to be interesting is that, with World of Warcraft targeting the 2015 time period, I mean, what do you mean? You got a couple of big movies really coming out at that time period. 2015 should be...
Star Wars.
Is that Star Wars Episode 7? Avengers 2? I think it's 2015.
Is it? Tight.
I think so.
Because I think we've got
Iron Man 3 is this year, coming out this year, and I think Thor is next year, or maybe it's this year. Captain America is next year. So, I mean, they've got it spread out. So you've got some blockbusters going to be headed. I mean, I'm just curious to see. I mean, World of Warcraft has the 10 million worldwide, though. The good portion of those 10 million are all in China. So,
And this is supposed to be a live action, too, right? No CGI heavy. And
No.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to see how they market it. And it'll be interesting to see how they're going to live action it. Because I remember I was so hyped and excited to see the first Dungeons & Dragons movie. I'm like, oh, my God, finally. This game's been out since the 70s. And it's... freaking horrible. I was like, really?
Sci-fi?
Why didn't you go straight to sci-fi with this thing?
Yeah,
they actually did show a bunch on Sci-Fi a couple of weekends ago.
I think Sci-Fi just made 2 more. They just made more. Mm-hmm. I mean, it fits along. It fits, the Dungeons and Dragons. The way they have it going right now kind of fits right in there with Mega Shark versus Crocosaurus. The Sci-Fi major stuff. Yeah.
Talk about 2015. Do you ever remember when I was doing WoW way back? I used to follow what was that site that's really dedicated to them?
The Instance?
No. It started with an M, I think.
MMO Champion?
Yes, MMO Champion. They actually posted this little kind of like a timeline that was supposedly leaked. That showed you all the release dates of expansions, movie. Mm-hmm. And if I remember right, 2015 was the release date for the movie and stuff. And if that's true, then other things might be true on that. And Warcraft gets its final expansion then, too.
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, a lot of people... I don't know why, I thought Pandaria was the last expansion for WoW. And I was wrong. I'm hearing I was wrong.
They always said 5.
Yeah, well, this only takes us to... what are we, 90 now? 85? We're 80, 90, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we're rating it. And 90. So if they go 5 levels of 5, they said 100 would be the cap. So they could actually do 2 more expansions to get us to 100 and say, okay, so we told you the truth. But, some people have brought up a good point. I mean, the instance, I think Scott Johnson and those guys brought it up. They have a good thing. With 10 million subscribers paying $15 a month, would you stop? I mean...
Yeah, I don't see... I think if there's a player base and an audience, they're going to keep going. I don't think that... It may not be to the dramatic scale that we have now, but I think that they'll still be putting out new content. If they have the audience and the subscribers, they're going to do it.
Well, I mean, the big thing with Blizzard is they create the lore. So they can add whatever they want. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we have no idea what Titan is yet, so...
Yeah.
Well, sort of.
It's not Warcraft. We know it's not Warcraft.
Well, the last thing that was quoted was something that said it is an original IP, but it's not.
Not Warcraft, right?
They said that it's going to be a different IP, but it's
I don't know.
Not.
I think I'm going with the speculation that it's probably something around StarCraft. 3 factions.
I don't think it's going to be Warcraft. I don't think it's going to be Warcraft.
No, I don't think it's Warcraft. I think StarCraft. You don't think it's going to be StarCraft or Warcraft?
I hope they make a sci-fi game.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
It'd be interesting for sure. I guess we'll wait and see what's going to happen with that. But also, in 2010, Sam Raimi was also signed to do this movie and backed out. So we'll just see if they start production. But it seems like it's pretty much a done deal. Like there's no in talks.
Well, they made the official announcement, and they never made an official announcement. So they made the official announcement now. Chris Metzen, who's one of the bigwigs there, is going to be co-producing, co-directing, I think, this whole thing. And they've already got the story. I mean, it's done.
Yeah.
And they've got it super secret, sealed. Yeah, we've heard that before. Episode 1, 2, 3, Star Wars. But it's sealed away. The storyline's sealed away. But we'll see what happens. That'll be an interesting couple of years.
For sure.
Well, in the secret world, Funcom is running a contest right now where players have the opportunity, or community members have the opportunity, to submit original music, and if they didn't write it themselves, they have to have the creator's consent to submit it over the next 3 weeks. Actually, it started January 29th, and it goes for 3 weeks. Now, what they're going to do is, at the end of the 3-week period, they're going to take a couple of weeks, and they're going to review and evaluate all the music, and then at the end of the 2 weeks, they're going to announce the winner. And the winner's music, this original community-developed music, is going to go into the game.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool to say, hey, that's my song. That's my, that's my background
music. Isn't Elder Scrolls
doing
something like that with their music right now?
I have no idea.
Because I've been reading a lot on Twitter about, they're talking about their music and,
player-generated music for Elder Scrolls? Mm-hmm. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I don't know what they're up to. I need to check in on that, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff on their Twitter feed about it. If it doesn't say we're letting you in beta, then I don't really pay attention. Just kidding.
Oh.
But yeah.
So I mean, does the chat room have any info on that? Have they heard that?
I haven't seen anybody pop in. Does anybody know anything about that? Has anyone noticed the Elder Scrolls? Simon Cowell approved.
Oh, okay.
Good one, girl.
Nice. How about Neverwinter? That one's been kind of lighting up the trending game lately.
Finally let out some information. So they are basically, they put out how you can purchase the game and what you get for purchasing on the levels, the 3 different levels. And the first one is the Founders Pack, and it sells for $199.99. And basically, I don't really think you get the game, but you get all the perks of the game, because I think the game is free and it's free to play. If I'm mistaken, please correct me. But I know it's free to play. But here's the thing: you get the spider mount, which looks a lot like the Rift mount. By the way, it looks
which was actually one of their best mounts. That was really good, really well done.
Yeah, so we already have a member that has bought the Founders Package. You go, girl.
Merdantrix was pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah.
The Merdantrix pack, yeah.
Yeah, you get more character slots, and you also get 750,000 gems for your the astral diamonds, or whatever they're called. I mean, you get a ton. Yes,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the Foundry. You get a ton of stuff for that. I mean, it's not like, hey, I get this figurine to put on my desk and collect dust. No, it's all in-game stuff, which is what I like, because I don't like any of that mess to have to deal with. So I'm kind of interested. Plus, you get into all 3 betas, and they have released the dates, which is another thing that they released. Then they have the Guardian of Neverwinter pack, which is $59.99, and you get about half of that. But you get a horse mount instead of the spider. Oh, and with the Founder pack, the big thing is you get to play a drow race, whereas no one else can. If you don't purchase that, you cannot play that race in game. And, we're going to have lots of little drizzits running around everywhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So,
everybody is.
Yeah, can you imagine the kind of names?
How many special characters can you put over the R, the I, the Z's, and the T's?
Exactly.
So, that was really cool. And it kind of got my interest. And just because my husband is a real big lover of the books and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
the R.A. Salvatore books are excellent. I love them.
Even a couple of my characters are named after them. So
yeah, you have Cadbury.
And a Hypertelepy also at one point. But anyways,
isn't the combat going to be
it's like Terra?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's
interesting.
There's no tab targeting. It's so which I got really good at using that. So I think
we still haven't heard. We don't know if there's a hardcore type server or not. Do we know anyone know about that?
They did.
And what I'm saying is there used to be in Dungeons and Dragons when you were playing. I mean, this is back. Remember, I'm dating myself, but I'm okay with that. Dating it all the way back to the pen and the paper, where you were moving your little. You had the miniatures and you're kind of moving them around. And you're like, oh, I'm going to throw a fireball, and you're like, okay, fireball. Where are you throwing it? I'm going to hit that orc. Well, if you hit the orc, the fireball is going to spread. And see, they even did it in some of the Gold Box games that were Neverwinter based, so the Heroes of the North kind of stuff. Or Icewind Dale stuff, that if you threw the fireball and your characters, your party members happened to be standing in the radius, they took damage, you could kill them.
Oh, okay.
So if you're throwing
I don't know.
You got to think about this. I'm going to throw a lightning bolt, and the lightning bolt hits everything between the player and the target. And then all of a sudden you throw that thing right through the back of the tank, who's wearing plate armor. Not so good. I'm wondering if those rules are there, or if they said, no, we better not do that because we'll just kill too many people.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. The first beta starts this weekend on the 8th, and anyone that has a beta code has a chance to get into this one. There's a couple of us that already have the beta keys, so we're not sure since I didn't purchase anything yet, if I'm going to get into this beta. So I'm just kind of waiting to see.
I think the key still gets you in.
It doesn't say for sure which one.
There's only 3 weekends.
Yeah, but it might not be the first one. You know what I mean? Like it may.
Things you pay for though, are those closed? Because if they're usually beta key giveaways are going to be like an open public testing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to.
I think they're only doing those 3 beta weekend events, as far as I know. I mean, I could be wrong on that.
Well, those are the ones they were talking about. The closed betas, I guess they can't, but and they were not really open, their invitation, so you can't just log in and do it. So I'm not sure. It's, like Guild Wars 2 had theirs, and Terra had theirs, that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward. I'll probably be able to get in somehow. I'm hoping. So we'll see. But it'll be interesting to see what people think after this weekend, because I know that, like Namara and Romeo, there are a couple of people already can get in, so we'll see what they have to say. What they can say anyways. So what about repopulation?
Okay, being as I'm still the only person following this game, I think, in all of Tempest.
New guild leader.
Hey, you know what? That's right. I'm a solo guild leader. Now, this is a game, I'm telling you, that I think what has me hooked is this is a game it has a lot of the stuff that's similar to Star Wars Galaxies, which was my first big release MMO. And I think that's what it is. And what they've talked about this week is they released a lot of information on how they're going to do player housing. And it's funny how Blizzard fought this for a long time, that they weren't going to do player housing, and now we're finally sort of getting it with the farms and stuff. But more and more games are embracing this concept of player housing, finding out what players like to have their housing. And when they talked about it, players like to show off the stuff they've done. So it isn't cool just to have like your own house that's just there that no one can see. Players want people to be able to come into their house, look around and see trophies and stuff that they've gotten and how they've decorated and all the other stuff. I mean, in Galaxies, it was a game in itself for people to decorate their homes. They had the home of the week on the different servers, and it was just, some of these things were just absolutely amazingly decorated inside and creative of what players did with making fish tanks and all this other stuff. It was pretty cool. So what
EQ2
repopulation
was like
is
that as well.
what repopulation has done is they've kind of taken a housing system. They take the galaxy's open world. There will be some persistent open world housing available, and they kind of grabbed EQ2 and the Rift sort of instanced and player created city instance type stuff. And the way the different things work is players will be able to purchase persistent plots in the world, one per character. So you can't, it doesn't affect all of your characters. And they come in different sizes, and each size has its own upkeep. And then once you have the plot, you can build your house on it and however you want and decorate it and move stuff around and do that. So it's pretty in-depth. Excuse me. Player city or player housing instanced will be in instanced areas. You'll be able to buy the same thing. Buy a plot, it's instanced. And same kind of decoration. You have to invite people in the instance. Now, the third option is kind of guilds are called nations in the repopulation. The world's been destroyed, and now you're rebuilding, blah, blah, blah. So your nation, the guild leader or the guild leadership is going to control an instance for the guild. And what you're going to do is it's a city. So it has lots of plots. And they're able to show you and tell you where to do. And basically you lay out an instanced city that people can come to, or your guild can go to. So you can sell all your stuff up there. So, I mean, the big thing is, and now the guilds are going to control that kind of stuff. So if you kick somebody out for being unruly, you don't automatically destroy their house. When you kick them out of the guild, you remove their house kind of goes into like a data pad thing, kind of like the Star Wars Galaxies thing. And then they can go to another guild or whatever and put their house back down, and all the decorations and stuff are still up there. So it's just kind of interesting how all of this is working, that all this stuff's going to be there. Players have a lot of different options on what they're going to do with housing. It's kind of cool to see how it's going to be implemented. I mean, it will be cool to see how it's implemented.
Definitely.
Yeah, yep. That'll definitely be interesting.
That's a sci-fi sandbox, right?
It is. It's sci-fi, very much sandbox. Player created. All the stuff is player created, and the patterns and stuff. We kind of mentioned it in one of the last couple of shows. The patterns and crafting and stuff is it can change. I mean, like we said, you can create an iron bar, and I can create an iron bar, and we kind of slightly alter it a little bit. And my bar is different than your bar, and mine's better for armor, and yours better for weapons. So, I mean, that kind of stuff is what it sounds like. So, pretty in-depth crafting. This is one of the most complex ones coming out, it sounds like. How about Defiance?
All right, so last week, Defiance had a stress test on Wednesday, and they also announced their release date, their official release date for the game. It'll be the April 2nd. And just, it's kind of obvious now, but the game is like a buy-to-play model with like a hybrid cash shop thing. Mainly directed at convenience, like XP boosters and stuff, it looks like.
Kind of like Guild Wars, too, a little bit.
I don't know. I'm just not sold on it.
Pretty much.
Not sold on it yet. I mean, I like Tryon, and luckily I'm happy that Tryon got Arcade, which we'll be looking at hopefully at the end of the year.
Definitely.
But I'm just not sold on Defiance. It's the same thing. I looked at End of Nations, and I'm not just... cool, great concept. I mean, there are people who like that, but it's just not, I think for me, it's not for me. Not saying it's bad. It's just I don't think it's my style.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
well,
what about this?
I don't know.
Sorry,
after Firefall, I'm not.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. What's this other game, Fire, that's been like ripping through our forums?
Well, I'm just trying to spread the word a little bit, see if people are interested. Anyways, talk about Firefall. They actually announced some big changes this week. Battle frame changes are incoming, and they've noticed that it's pretty much impossible to provide a good balance between PvE and PvP using the same mechanics and gear, mainly gear, because as you level up or whatever in Firefall, you're unlocking the gear, you're unlocking the different tiers of battle suits, and people would bring in like their PvE gear all decked out into PvP and just dominate. So what they're going to do is now players entering instance PvP will automatically have this regulation PvP gear equipped, and there's only going to be one tier now of that you can enter as PvP. So in a way, it sounds a lot like the Guild Wars system where everybody's basically flatlined as far as stats go. But you still have the option of customizing, your weapons or different armor types, whatever. So yeah, it sounds a lot like Guild Wars actually.
It does.
they've also designed frames to have basically all around everybody's going to be sort of the same, but they're going to have unique things, related to their class, and again, customization. But basically, they put it out there that each class will have one skill shot, and just as an example here, the Recon has the execute shot, and what that does is it's a shot that can execute an enemy if they ordinarily would down them. It's got down state like Guild Wars, and people can res.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, it would totally kill them instead of putting them down. Or if they are downed, then anybody that tries to res them, the body will explode and do damage.
Holy cow!
That's pretty awesome. Okay, that's awesome.
It's pretty beast.
Corpse explosion.
Dude, and when you stomp people in PvP, they blow up. It's awesome.
That's cool.
But
so
anyway,
that's the draw. You got it.
Yeah, dude, it's thrilling. But yeah, so they're gonna have that. They're gonna have one AOE and one mobility skill, and they also mentioned that weapons will also have a unique passive effect tied to them. They explain again with the sniper rifle. You could your passive would gain you charges or something every time you hit a target, and after 3 you can have this empowered effect or whatever and stuff. They didn't go too far in details, but it sounds good. Sounds a lot.
It does. It does, and I know we got quite a few people who are looking to jump into that as well. So PlanetSide 2, we skipped this last week, and it was my fault. We were trying not to let the show go too long. But PlanetSide 2, they released their plan, or Sony Online Entertainment SOE released their plans for 2013. Sony, or SOE, has partnered with Major League Gaming, and they have set up a competitive esport within PlanetSide 2. Now, players are unsure as to exactly how this is going to work, but they already have it set up that it will be broadcast. It will be broadcast on MajorLeagueGaming.com and Twitch TV. They have their own channels for that. And usually when you start getting involved with Major League Gaming, you're talking tournaments, real money, sponsors, viewers. And so I know we've got a couple of guys who play PlanetSide 2. And the first time that you're gonna be seeing PlanetSide 2 will be the Winter Championships here in Dallas, March 15th to 17th. So that's next month. So
they must be.
I have no idea what they're doing. No idea. But that's huge.
On that,
that's huge. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, lower other podcasts and shows and stuff that talked about maybe they've created smaller objective-based battlegrounds or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because there's no way you could do that.
Imagine some 50
you don't know who's
50 on 50 squad, take a city, hold a city. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, we got a quick public service announcement here. PayPal, if you're listening to the show or you've heard the show or this and you're interested in donating to the Tempest Gaming Community, you get this nice award that's up here on the top, the Team Player Award, that any player who's donated via PayPal gets that. Now, the money in PayPal goes strictly to the guild, for those kinds of things. It helps pay for the guild website. It pays for the TGC website, TeamSpeak, Player of the Month, and giveaways. So you can basically donate money, and you can donate as little as you want or as much as you want. I've got there in the middle, you can see the membership on the upper right corner of our screen, that little donate button. All you have to do is click on that, have a PayPal account, and you can send money straight in. That money is accounted for, or report all the money to the officers. There's nothing, everything goes in there, goes straight to the guild, is for the guild. Next big purchase we have is we'll be paying for our TeamSpeak server. It's coming up in May. It's about $148. We've got more than we've got money to pay for it, so we're good to go. But if we want to continue to do things like Player of the Month and add some giveaways, like for instance, I would love to buy one of the versions of Neverwinter and do a giveaway. I would, those kinds of things in the future that we can do to help TGC is something that the leaders would want to do, but we have to be able to financially support doing that. So if you've got a little extra money, tough economy, and then go ahead and do it. And if you don't, then it's not a big deal. We will, we always make do, so we'll be good to go. So Absolutely. Let's go ahead and jump into this week in Tempest.
This week in Tempest.
let's go ahead and jump back and start with Guild Wars 2 as usual.
All right. So we started off the week with a run in Explorable Citadel, Crucible of Eternity after the update. And the permanent death change makes certain dungeons pretty difficult. And unfortunately, we got stuck on the second to the last boss for like our little event time ran out. So it's I've heard that a lot of dungeons are pretty good with it. I think it's a good change. It definitely brings another element to the dungeons now, instead of just going to the waypoint and coming back. So, but yeah, so Lashner and I took home another gold this weekend, and
very nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I love getting that.
You win some gold. You win some gold for that too.
No, you don't get any money in PvP. Anything PvE related. Nope. Oh. So, yeah. So we did that. And then with the change to the fractals, Zidane, Tickleman, Dynot, Bonanza, and Aki jumped in and completed a level 10 fractal. I believe they used Zidane's or Tickleman's stuff. Yep. So, because those guys are probably level 2 or 4 right now.
Now, do they get bumped up by finishing the 10? Do they become 10?
No, they gain 1 level for completion.
Oh, okay. So,
yep.
Okay, wow.
Yep. So and the guys that were higher or equal to, they get like karma and some other rewards. So yeah. And then Friday night, Quist, Zidane, Tickleman, Bonanza, and Dynot, they completed Explorable Sarah's Embrace Path 2. So they said that they didn't have any problems with that one. So I think they did pretty well there. And that was during the Friday night TeamSpeak awesomeness.
Oh my gosh.
That was horrible.
That was more than horrible.
Yeah, I still haven't heard back. I sent an email to TypeFrag saying I was pretty not happy with their customer support that night, or what was going on. I was like, Chicago kept dropping off. Finally went off and it wasn't coming back up. So I shifted the server back to Dallas. Yeah. And, as soon as I got to Dallas, I don't know what it is about the Dallas server, but it likes to just turn off. I go to the website, status says, yeah, server's fine, just go ahead and start it. I'm like, well, who the hell stopped it? So who stopped the server? Why is it off? So I sent them
maybe they have power
tweet on that. So it could be, yeah. So, tied to the Superdome, same power source.
Yeah, exactly.
Does Beyonce power that too?
One thing, though, I'll say is I'm really happy with people just stepping up, saying, hey, y'all want to do a dungeon, and more and more people now are just jumping in and saying, yeah, I'll do one and stuff like that. And this is outside. Yeah, this is outside of guild events and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be scheduled. So definitely I'm very happy with our new members and their motives. So good week.
Good. How about WoW? What's going on there?
Well, we had another great week of raiding, and we finally pushed past the big bug, Garrelon.
Yay, Garrelon's dead.
I know. Vodka and Devil Eggs is now 6 of 6. Mogoshan Vaults 3 of 6. Heart of Fear. We worked an extra hour on the next boss after Garrelon, and we got him down to into the 70%, I think.
Mm-hmm. A couple times.
Yeah, we just.
Now, that being said, for those who don't know, getting him into the 7... Okay, there's 2 phases, so getting him is one phase. He's not taking that much damage because you have to deal with all the ads and a bunch of CC and mechanics that you do. So you have to kill all of those first in order. Then you can attack the boss finally. But it's all one fight. So getting him down to 70% at that point is basically just getting into a rhythm of the mechanics. And he's going down soon. He's not as hard as Garrelon.
No, we definitely can get past him. And Garrelon, to me, is all about people knowing how to kite the pheromones and positioning. So, and we've got to work on that just a little bit better, I think, with healing and stuff. But I mean, it was a really good kill. It was a very clean kill. We did really good. I was very proud of us for pushing through. And people were getting a little antsy, in between raid nights. Not everyone's playing WoW the whole time. People are playing other games, and it's fun. It keeps you healthy. It keeps you sane. It keeps you from getting burnout on something. And so I think that's really cool. But we all come together and raid like crazy, and we've really been doing some great stuff. So I'm looking forward to hopefully finishing.
Which raid is this one now? Isn't there two?
Heart of Fear.
No,
Heart of Fear.
Is it all the same tier, right?
Yes, it's all tier 14.
So this is the last one for tier 1 or whatever?
We beat Garelon now. He's the last boss that does not drop tier loot. Now, every boss from this point on now drops tier 14 tokens. Mm-hmm. The last 3 in Heart of Fear and the 4 bosses in Terrace of Endless Spring will drop the actual normal level and heroic level, of course, tier pieces, which we haven't gotten yet. Mostly we've been collecting all non-tier gear up to this point. So there are 16 total bosses in this tier, and now we've got 9 of them down. So we've got 7 left.
Yeah, and we all have our looking for raid or raid finder tier pieces. Mm-hmm. Like I have my 4-piece. There's a few people have their 4-piece. So we're all looking. 2 of those pieces are from the Shaw, so those are real. So I have 2 raid finder and 2 regular. Yeah. 496. But it's, the gear definitely helps out a lot. I mean, you can definitely see when people get their gear, our performance is even better. And so,
yeah, we're ripping through Mogashan vaults now. It's just rip right through there. Less than 2 hours, easy.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's kind of neat just going right through there and just killing stuff super fast.
Yep.
So, but we had a good week. Let's see.
I got a couple of notes on there, I think.
Yeah, you do.
From personally, I log in there. I do my farming. In there, and that's about the big thing I do. I have been working on my what is that? Celestial Steed? Not Celestial Steeds. Who the hell gives us the mount? I did that on my I finished my priest one today, so now I've got the green one. I've got the blue one and the green one, the dragon
Jade
mounts.
Serpent? What are they?
The serpent.
Yeah,
whatever the hell it is. So I'm working on my 3rd one now with the thief, with my rogue. thinking Dungeons and Dragons and Neverwinter. With my rogue, I'm working the gold. It took a week. It took a week on my priest with the double rep to get to Exalted. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll do that on my rogue, and then I'll have all 3 of the mounts and have not spent the 10,000 each that they are, whatever they cost or something. So that's not too bad. Also, I know we're waiting this, and then my last note on this was, here, I got to grab my hat.
Oh, yes. We need the hat.
I just want to report. I just have to report. I did defeat the Dark Moon Fair pet battlers this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my 3rd month attempting to do that, and I have to say, they cheat. They get every crit of opportunity. They get these stuns off. And the funny thing is, there's one thing, and they were talking about, it's a bug, where if you get stunned, it actually stuns you for 2 rounds instead of 1 round, and then they end up getting like 3 attacks off, which was killing, one of their pets was killing one of my pets. I never got an attack off. And they're like, oh yeah, that was a bug. I'm like, well, yeah, it sucks. So the Dark Moon Fair guys cheat, just like the Pandaren Spirit Trainers cheat. So, but that's being fixed in 5.2. Bastards. Okay, in SWOTOR this week, Greer Reaver has joined me back in SWOTOR we are now on the Harbinger server. We jumped into a guild, and we're debating whether we want to stay there, because I'm not sure that it's, because Tempest isn't there anymore, and we don't have 4 people to make Tempest. So we were kind of floundering around, which was fine. So we jumped into a guild there, so they were doing a lot of PvP, but I think it's an immature guild. We'll probably be leaving soon. But we have been PvPing a lot. I worked over the last couple of weeks to earn, finally, after a year, the Battlemaster title. So I hit Valor level 60, and now I'm focusing on getting to Conqueror, which is 80. I mean, there are ranks at 70, 80, 90, whatever, but I only gave the Star Wars one. We have awards at 60, 80, and 100, which are hard.
Hey,
I mean, really, really hard. Yeah.
Not to interrupt,
a lot of grinding.
Namara thinks you have a kid show on the WB. Because
do I? I should. I can do that. I can do that. So we have been PvPing. So now I told Greer, since he jumped back in, because it was just me, and I'm like, I'm just doing my Marauder. My Marauder is ahead of my Bounty Hunter Mercenary, which is a healer. And the big thing in Star Wars is stun fest and gear counts. And I am getting my butt handed to me. I did the Battlemaster.
Never change.
I did my Battlemaster on my Marauder, and I told Greer, because he's playing as Warrior, I said, you know what, to make this more fun, give us a better chance, because we've gotten into I don't know how many groups where there's no healer on our side, and they've got like 5 healers on the other side, but on our side there's none. So I said, I'll play my Bounty Hunter. I like Bounty Hunter healing. It's fun. It's challenging. It's the weakest of the three, or the most challenging, I think, of the three to balance everything out. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that. I don't mind doing it. But, as soon as I hit Battle Master at my Marauder, I was starting to do damage and being more survival. And I had most of my War Hero gear. I'm only missing, 2 implants, an ear, and the 2 relics. The minuscule upgrades there. I'm like, okay, I've got the full set of armor and both weapons. I've got War Hero gear. Now I'm back on my Bounty Hunter, and I'm back to Centurion and Battle Master mix gear, and a heavy armor, right. I'm going against Sith Inquisitors in cloth that are shredding me in nothing. So now I'm back. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go for Conqueror level 80 with my Bounty Hunter, and that's my goal. So at least go and get my dailies every day and weeklies and do that kind of stuff. But we are having fun, so if anyone wants to join us for some PvP, the way PvP works now is you can still queue up with 4, but if you get 8 people, you jump into a different category and you go into rated battlegrounds, where you go against 8-man pre-mades. So, who are probably, now, because we haven't played for a year, fully geared and ready to destroy us. But, hey, it's fun, right? Let's do some hutball.
Yeah. I worry for your keyboard. I worry.
I'm not. I'm stressed. I gotta be, crying daughter at night, PvP during the day.
Keyboard
deep breaths. I think I'm gonna start some yoga or meditation or something. I need to. I'll have a heart attack before I hit 5 years in Tempest. So.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's jump over to Diemos is going to tell us about what happened in Tempest this week. The Guild.
Yeah. All right. So first off, congrats to Greer for ranking in the top 100 Prot Warriors, earning him the award. Yeah, I'm that good. Fusion. Sorry if that's not right. Mm-hmm. Has down 6 bosses, 6 of 6 in Mogashan Vaults, earning the Mogashan Vaults Completion Award. Lashner has scored 23,500 points in SPVP, earning him the Adventure Award. Longevity awards were awarded to Namara, Cauldred's Stevel Shining Armor, and Def Sam for being members of Tempest for 6 months. And then we got Die Not, completed all his jumping puzzles, earning him the Jump Master Award.
Yay.
Scrivean.
Congrats, Die.
Yep, definitely. Scrivean achieved the Battle Master rank 60 in SWTOR, like you mentioned earlier. So he's got the Tempest Battle Master Award. And we welcome 2 new members to the community this week, Slim Chance and Etherrise. And, of course, long-term TGC member welcome. Vader is now in the guild in Guild Wars. So
yeah, I talked to him this week. He said he's enjoying it. He says it matches... it's perfect for his playstyle right now because he's so busy with work and everything that he loves it. Exactly. He can just jump in.
I love it when he listens to Harper.
Yeah, he said he was having fun with the Guardian. He's leveling up pretty fast with him. It's cool.
That's cool.
Yep.
All right, so let's do some tips of the week. Miss Harper.
I really don't have any tips this week. Oh yes, I do. One quick thing. This is probably a duh thing, but if you're signing up for betas for games and you have more than one email address, so you can sign up more than once, just saying. Anyways, it increases your chances. So,
how about you, Thomas?
If you haven't ever played an Elementalist, you should play it.
Yes.
It's just awesome. The weapons that they have, every single weapon just brings versatility across the board. It's insane.
You'll really never get bored with it, for sure.
Nah, I'm changing weapons every night. It's a lot of fun.
Well, my tip this week, I like to give my tips from the games of whatever I'm focusing on for the week. And so this one's going to be a SWTOR one, which means next week or the week after. It'll probably be a Secret World one when I switch back over to that one for a little bit. In SWTOR, for those of you who left the game, which is most of Tempest, left the game pre-patch 1.3 and are considering returning, the augment system that we used to have that attached to weapons and armor and stuff has been completely reworked. And it is its own system now. The augments are still found by slicers, and you can find them in the green, blue, and purple variety, with purple being the highest and green being like most normal games, Guild Wars. And then the what they've done is your armor mechs and your synth weavers can now craft augment kits. And these are kits marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on the level of the gear and the level of the augment. And what this allows you to do is you take a kit and you go to those workbenches that were all over the place and had no purpose. They gave them a purpose. Now you take your gear there, and you do have to pay some credits to do this as well. You add the augment kit to your armor piece or your weapon, and you take the augment and add the augment in. Because I was wondering, I'm running around, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm almost in full War Hero set, and my health went up all of about 1,500, so I went from like 15,000 to about 2,000, about 2,500 to about 17,500, and I'm going against, I'm like, how is this guy? Went against a Sith Inquisitor the other day with like 24,000 health. I'm like, how? How is that possible? Augments. It's all about the augments. Augments are they're all over the Galactic Trade Network. You can buy them if you've got the money, because the Mark 6 kits it's all player made, going for about 47k each, and the augment that goes in it is about 54k, so about 100k per piece of gear that you want to augment. So you're going to spend close to 1,000,000 credits to fully upgrade your gear. So I would wait until you're ready to settle, like, I'm in this gear for a little while. Like when I get my full elite, full War Hero, that's about when I'm going to put augments in, because I'm like, I'm not wasting. I'll just continue to get my ass kicked until that point as I can get better gear. So that's my tip for this week.
SWTOR did right. SWTOR allowed you to send your companions to do your gathering.
Crap. Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
So
yeah.
Do you have any questions from the chat room or anything? Topics, chat, comments, whatever?
No.
Put the hat back on.
Namara will love that. Yeah, it was the Cloud Serpent for the rep for WoW,
That's
by
it.
the way.
Yeah, the Cloud Serpent.
Yeah.
I got 2 guys, and I'm working on my 3rd now, Cloud Serpent. Yeah. Okay.
And
cool.
we appreciate everybody logging in and listening. We couldn't do it without you. This is who we do it for, is the people that, appreciate us as much as we appreciate them. So we really appreciate it, everybody.
And I'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight. You can leave any feedback on our website, tempestgamecast.com. Send an email to tempestgamecast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter @tempestgamecast. If you're interested in joining the Tempest Gaming community, you can visit us at tempestguild.us. Recruiting videos and various other videos are hosted on our YouTube channel, Tempest Gaming Community. And I promise I will eventually get all of this up in a slide at the end. It is when I repost this on our TGC website, tempest-game-cast.com, sometime tomorrow, or late tonight or tomorrow. It'll have the ending information in there. When I put it on YouTube, it'll have the ending information in there. Tell your friends, anyone who's interested in gaming, if they want to listen to, feel free to listen in. Tell us. We take criticism well, except for Harper. She might cry a little bit, but we get over it. We comfort her. It's okay. So we hope everyone has a great week gaming this week, and we look forward to seeing whichever your game is.
Woohoo! Have a great week, everyone.